Hey, welcome back. Have you ever had a moment where you were super angry? I mean, just really upset and wonder what is going on? And then thought to yourself, oh, I'm not angry. I just forgot to eat. Or have you ever someone said, hey, how you doing? You're like, fine. When you know deep down inside, you're about 2 seconds from popping off and flipping your lid. So I'm sure we've all had those kind of moments, but that's where emotional intelligence comes into play, where you learn how to recognize what's happening with you and you can get a hold of your feelings before they take you out the game or you lose that good job you might have. So today we're going to be talking about recognizing your emotions, identifying and labeling your feelings. All right, so the first thing you want to do to make sure you're recognizing your emotions is first, you've got to be self-aware. All right, so pay attention to your emotions as they arise. For example, if you start to feel tense before a meeting, just note that it might not be anxiety, but it might be just nervousness, just nervousness. So you got to know the difference between what's happening with you, okay? Second, you're going to label your feelings accurately. So instead of just saying, I feel bad, identify specifically what the emotion is. Are you frustrated? Are you disappointed? Or are you overwhelmed? Okay, so for instance, a friend cancels plans. You might feel let down rather than just sad because you had your hopes up and you were just super excited about the moment of going out to hang out with a friend. All right, third, you want to understand your triggers. Notice what situations cause you certain emotions. If it's happening over and over again, make sure you're paying attention to this. You got to start logging some of these things in your brain, okay? So if you're feeling irritated, say you're feeling irritated when receiving criticism, it might stem from the fear of failure or even a desire to feel valued. You got to start laying things out when you have these big moments. What was everything around that big moment? What was happening? Were you not getting enough rest? Were you not eating? Whatever it is, you got to start logging these different things so you can understand exactly what is happening, so you can recognize it, so you can respond a little better next time. Like I said, because the next time it could be you losing a job, you missing out on an opportunity that you really wanted because you let your emotions get the best of you. Fourth step, you're going to distinguish. How about that? We're going to distinguish between similar emotions. This drainage is really killing me. Oh my goodness. All right, so some emotions feel like a lot alike, but they might have different causes. For instance, your anger or how anger and frustration can be similar, but frustration might come from repeated setbacks, while anger could be feeling disrespected, especially if you've told somebody something over and over and again. You've communicated, hey, this is how I feel, and they continue to do something over and over again. You're going to begin to feel disrespected. It's not like a fluke thing anymore. I mean, you've gone from frustration to anger and then disrespected. I mean, it happens, but you've got to recognize those emotions. All right, fifth thing. Or observe physical reactions. You got to see what's happening. This is reading the room. Remember that. Reading the room and reading yourself. Okay, you got to read your own body first. Let's step away from everybody else and let's step into ourselves, because while you might be reading the room, if we're not reading ourselves, those people always want to be nosy, want to be in everybody else's business, but then they got a house crumbling. We got to read ourselves, okay? Often your body will signal emotions before you fully process them. Your racing heart might indicate excitement or anxiety, something like that, while clenching your fists could mean anger. You got to figure out what's happening. If you feel drained after a social event, it might be a sign of just emotional exhaustion. Well, I sure can't talk today. Anyways, you got to really start observing and figuring out what's happening in your body. You've got to regulate yourself. You can't wait for somebody else to do it. Or maybe you might get triggered because you get interrupted all the time. You got to know when it's just a little thing or when you feel like you're being disrespected. You got to observe it and figure out what's happening with you. Remember, emotional intelligence starts with recognizing and understanding your emotions. Is that stuff on my teeth? That involves being aware of your feelings and labeling them accurately so you can adjust accordingly. Identifying the triggers, figuring out what's similar, what's different, noticing your physical reactions. By developing the self-awareness, you can manage your emotions better. You can improve your relationships. You can make wiser choices for you personally and professionally. So you keep that good job, right? That's what we want to do. And we just want you to make sure I want to make sure I am sharing my emotional intelligence. I'm sharing it out with everyone else so I can begin to hold myself accountable. Because sometimes we're always worried about holding somebody else accountable when we got to work on our own selves first. With that being said, I hope you like, subscribe, and share. And thank you so much for taking your time out to watch my video with me today. Oh, well, not with me, but you know what I'm saying. Have a great day.